everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the first race in season number 1 of the Haas IndyCar Series. We are here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the Florida 80-kilometer race. 34 laps of action here around this 1.5 mile oval in Miami, Florida, and it should be a fantastic one to open up the Haas IndyCar Series on Napa Fan. And if you saw qualifying earlier today, you saw that Adam Pinchon grabbed the pole. He gets 3 points towards the championship for winning the pole. Alongside him is Gabriel Marcio. He got 2 points. Stuart Gratton got 1 point for qualifying third in the number 12. You got Cameron Garlington, James Wickard, Dale Salzman, Trey Bartow, Nick Pericles, Zachary Fitzwater, Tyler Selsman, Kevin Gandara, Christian Master, Herja Larvin Alonso, Clint Buchanan, Mason Powers, Jordan Newman, Elijah Gordon, Lewis Stevens, Jesse Turner, Max Newirth, Jacob Reed, Eric Powers, and going to the back of the field, they originally qualified higher than they are now. Because they crashed in qualifying, they go to the back. Matt Dalio and Tristan Walker. They both were originally going to start on the outside lane. That moved up the whole outside lane. And Max Newirth, who was originally going to start in last place, will start 20th because of that. The whole inside lane moves up. It doesn't flip or anything. If you qualify on the inside lane, you're going to stay on the inside lane. And that's how it is, of course, with the exception of Matt Dalio. Because he crashed, he goes to the back of the field. And since he had the higher qualifying position than Tristan Walker, he got the inside lane 23rd place starting position. But anyway, that really doesn't mean much because we're going to have a lot of passing in this race, and we might have some pretty big crashes as well. I showed you guys the point standings. Hopefully you guys understand that. You'll see the end of the points at the end of the race, and that'll give you a good idea of how it works. And yeah, let's get this one started. Adam Pinchon and Gabriel Marcio are going to lead us off. And this is going to be a very fun series for me to do. I am really looking forward to it. Adam Pinchon is going to lead us off to start off the Haas IndyCar Series. It's been a long time since an IndyCar Series has been on this channel. This is the first official one, and it should be a very entertaining race. Here we go, 34 laps, 80 kilometers, the Florida 80K here in the Haas IndyCar Series is green. Green flag out here at Homestead, and the Haas IndyCar Series has begun. Into turn 1, Adam Pinchon with the advantage. You got Stuart Gratton here in the 12 moving his way up. And we should see speeds up to 200 some miles per hour here today. In the corner, the slowest they'll probably go is about 190. Here comes Dale Salzman in the number 9, and Salzman will lead the first lap of the Florida 80K. Here comes Nick Pericles in the 16. He qualified high up for this race, qualified in the top 9 shootout. And he's now taking the lead from Salzman here on lap number 2. And the way they race here, they race very close to each other. Our Pulsar got stuck on the high lane there. You see him falling back. And it is very possible we can have a big crash in this race. Officials were a little skeptical about holding this event because of the way it's built. A lot similar to Las Vegas. These cars are a lot safer than when Dan Weldon passed away. This is the DW12 version of the IndyCar. They are safe, but still, we got high speeds, car in the wall, Mason Powers. That's going to be a 2-car crash, and Elijah Gordon as well is involved. They like to bounce, I don't get that, but Mason Powers is all torn up in the number 25. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Herja Larvin Alonso was taking the lead there. I do apologize for not really announcing what was happening in the lead, but right here just comes too close. A lot harder crash than Matt Dalio had in qualifying. The same situation, same field, the same thing happened in qualifying, but this time they did not get away with it near as well. And Mason Powers in the number 25 really got a lot of damage to his car. We'll go on board here and to see how much it was for him to deal with. We'll see. car and nearly went upside down. And Mason Bowers will probably be out for the rest of the race. So not a good way to start off the season. And considering the way the point standings is finishing in last place is a lot worse than yeah, you know what I mean. Okay. Anyway, hopefully these guys can slow it down. And how about this? No, my goodness, they did not. And this is what officials were worried about. The high speeds and the high banks. The guy who started next to last, Matt Dalio, he crashed in qualifying, is now the leader, but we've had another crash involving Hairgel Larvin Alonso in the 27. They're going like 4 wide here. Alonso took a hard hit, and who else? Alonso, I think that was Kevin Gandara and Trey Bartow and Dale Salzman all went hard into the wall. And a tough break for those guys. As they were slowing down, they're just so high speeds going 4 wide, and it just didn't work. And Alonso all torn up in his car. And not a good way to start off this series at all. This is not what organizers wanted, but that is how it is. Matt Dalio, who crashed in qualifying and had to start in the back. He originally qualified 8th for the race, but now doesn't really mean much. He's in the lead in the number 33, and we will get to the restart right now. Okay, we are back here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the Florida 80-kilometer race. Matt Dalio is the leader. Elijah Gordon, who was involved in the crash, has brought out the caution. A lap car starting inside of him. You got Tristan Walker. Both of the guys who crashed in qualifying 1-2 right now. That is how much passing we get here. Clint Buchanan, Lewis Stevens, and Eric Powers. Elijah Gordon does not get going. And the leaders on the outside of him drive right by. And I hope everyone can get away with this. Elijah Gordon does not have significant power in his car. But he's slowing some guys down back here, and hopefully these guys don't get too impatient. They're going to go 4 wide on him, but they all get away with it. Matt Dalio is the leader. Here comes Clint Buchanan in the number 98, underneath of him for the lead. And Elijah Gordon really kind of split this whole pack up. We don't really have that pack racing like a little bit, but it's not as severe, I guess you can say, as it was before the caution came out. Eric Powers in the 3, moving his way up. Jacob Reed, the Penske teammates now side by side for the lead. No crashes, good. Max Newworth, who got in the series by winning the Indianapolis 200, which was a special event at the time. It will now be a race here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Max Newworth in the 26, who won that race, got the ride in the number 26. Did take the lead, but while I was talking, Gabriel Marcio took the lead, and now Christian Master is taking the lead. There are probably an average about 3 or 4 lead changes a lap here at Homestead. Lewis Stevens in the 77. His official first Napa fan start here in this race was a big part of the channel before the hiatus, and now we're going to go 4 wide, and when we go 4 wide, it doesn't work. Tristan Walker in the 10. It's going to make it work, though. Outside lane, James Wickard didn't get too good of a push up there. Here comes Jordan Newman, another guy making his first official career start. As I said, he was with Lewis Stevens, he was a big part of the channel before the hiatus. But it's good to see those both Jordan Newman and Lewis Stevens back on the channel. Jacob Reed now back out front in the number 2. And if these guys aren't careful, they're going to crash again. Oh my goodness, somebody really went high there. That's Darlington in the 21, and now they're going like 4 wide. And this is what was happening. Oh yeah, there they go! Christian Master in the wall, Jordan Newman involved, and Tristan Walker in the catch fence. And nobody else is going to crash. Eric Powers wins the race back to the line. Jordan Newman and Tristan Walker getting the worst of that. I think Garlington as well. Or no, sorry, it was Master that was also involved in this one. Right here, they're going 4 wide down the backstretch, and it just comes too close. And they spin. That was Jacob Reed that got a bit of it as well. But these two guys right here, Jordan Newman and Tristan Walker, fortunately no one was in their path. We'll see here. Look at this angle from the TV2 camera, and in the wall goes the 28, the 10, and the 67. Right there. They just close in. Jacob Reed involved as well. And that is the product of this 3-4 wide racing that we get here, and it never works. Oh boy. That's Trey Bartow who came close to crashing there. But fortunately, it was only a 3-car incident, and the rest of the cars get away with it. But they did. I mean, what I mean when I say get away with it, they did not crash under the caution. So a lot of points are rewarded. You get 50 points for winning a race, 40 for second, and 30 for third, and then it starts closing up a little more. But Eric Powers is now the leader, and we'll get to the restart here in the Florida 80K right now. Okay, we are back here at the Homestead Miami Speedway for the Florida 80K. Eric Powers is the leader. Elijah Gordon still on the inside lane. Gabriel Mauricio, Matt Dalio, Max Neuwirth, and Lewis Stevens, the top 5 here at Homestead. So we've had 2 crashes, actually technically 3 crashes, but 2 cautions in the race, and 3 major crashes. And when we crash here on the ovals in IndyCar, it's always major. And I do have the Aero mod, right? I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah, I do. That's the Aero kit there. That's the oval package. There's also the road course cars as well. I want to make sure I use the right ones, but I'm pretty sure I have the right one here. Eric Powers still out front. Here comes Max Neuwirth in the 26 underneath of Dalio for second place. And Neuwirth may get the run on Powers. Not quite. Well, yeah, actually he will get the run on Powers. Let's see, this is Clint Buchanan in the 98, moving his way up. Our pole sitter, Adam Pinchon, in the 19, also moving his way up. And here comes Buchanan, and Eric Powers is going to get put 3 wide, up high. That's going to slow his momentum down. Clint Buchanan led that lap, but here comes Pinchon in the number 19. Oh boy, he got pushed to the apron by Jesse Turner, but they're able to save it. Wow, those guys did a wonderful job not making another huge incident happen. And Adam Pinchon continues to lead even after getting pushed on the apron. Jesse Turner now in second, but he's going to get pressured by James Wickard in the 18. Wickard, remember in the Indianapolis 200, he was one of those guys that was up there. He almost won it, but just couldn't do it. Salzman was another one of those guys. I wonder where he is. Salzman. He's here in the 83. He might have been involved in one of those crashes earlier. And now we're going 4 wide. It's Dale Salzman in the 9, making it 4 wide with Neuwirth, Dalio, and I believe the 20, or sorry, not 20, that's a 22 of Jesse Turner. And Eric Powers moving his way back up front. When we cross the line next time by, it will be 10 laps to go here in the Florida 80K. Will Eric Powers be able to pull it off? We'll see. Nick Pericles in the 16 trying to lead his first lap of the race. You got Max Neuwirth here in the 26. They are all over the place. And if they're not careful, they're going to go 4 wide again, and they're going to crash again. And I don't like it when they crash. Salzman in the 9, moving his way up. Here comes Zachary Fitzwater in the 15. And Adam Pinchon, I think, is moving his way back up again in the 19. And this is how much passing we get here at Homestead. We pass like 3 or 4 times a lap. And they're 4 wide again. Lewis Stevens in the 77 moving his way up in that car. Clint Buchanan. Now Matt Dalio. Oh man, Dalio almost spun Buchanan into the wall again, but fortunately they didn't crash. We've only had 2 cautions. We've had 3 crashes, but we've only had 2 cautions in this race. But if these guys are not careful, they will have a 3rd caution. Nick Pericles back up. Cameron Garlington. James Wickard. Oh, slow car. Elijah Gordon, they're going to split him, and that's going to slow some guys down. And that's actually going to keep us from crashing again. That kind of split the pack up and made it a little smaller. But everyone gets around him, and everyone's still in this. James Wickard. Salzman in the 9. Marcio's up here. They're 4 wide. Nick Pericles and Matt Dalio. I think that's Dalio. Yes, that is Dalio. Dalio and Stevens look very similar. So do Garlington and Wickard. It's going to be a little hard to distinguish those two. That's Wickard. That's Garlington. Garlington's a little darker blue. I got to remember that. Buchanan. Sorry, Pericles, not Buchanan. Dalio. Grattan. Buchanan. I might as well just say the last names of the guys that's coming on the inside we pass so frequently. And here comes Fitzwater now. I mean, it is still anybody's race because of how much we pass. The guy here in the back, Adam Pinchon, could easily move his way up. Only unless, of course, we don't crash again. If we crash again, that's it. The race is over. Here comes Garlington. Here comes Newworth. Here comes Powers. I think it's Lewis Stevens. Oh, there's a crash on the backstretch. Here's the race to the line. This is for the win. Eric Powers, Lewis Stevens in the 77. And that's how fast things can change here. Stevens in the 77 to the line wins the Florida 80K. And just like that, we finish the race out with Lewis Stevens winning. Who would have guessed that? Down the backstretch they crash. I don't think we have anybody. Oh, we might crash again now. Okay, that's just Elijah Gordon not going fast enough. But this. Oh, man. Is that Fitzwater? Let's see here. They all go around. That's Dale Salzman, Zachary Fitzwater, Matt Dalio, Gabriel Marcio, and that's Stuart Grattan in the wall. The rest of the guys got through it, I think. But it's going to bring out the 3rd and final caution of the race. I mean, look at where Lewis Stevens is here at this point of the race. You know, this is technically the last lap. It's the last green flag lap of the race. Look at where he is. He's 3rd in line on the inside. The crash happens. The caution's going to come out. So I'm pretty sure the caution's going to come out. I could be wrong. Yeah, the caution's out. I do remember. And he just moves his way up on that inside lane and beats Eric Powers to the line. And how about that? Lewis Stevens, in his official first career start, will win. Kind of follow it here through the TV2 cam. And coming to the line, Lewis Stevens. By that much, right there, Lewis Stevens beats Eric Powers to the line and wins the Florida 80-kilometer race. So he is the first ever winner in the Haas IndyCar Series, and he will be our points leader after this race. But a lot of guys torn up from that crash. But Lewis Stevens was not. Eric Powers, Max Neward, Cameron Garlington, and Nick Pericles, the top 5 here in this race. And there are the official finishing results. Only 2 drivers failed to finish, and that's pretty good considering we had 4 crashes in the race. But Joe Larvin, Alonso, and Mason Powers were not able to successfully finish the race, and with all that shaking and all over the place with the passing, it will be Lewis Stevens who wins this race. Of course, officially the race is not ended. They're right now on the next to last lap. Now they should be on the last lap. And get a good view of this. And there it is, officially, Lewis Stevens. Let's not have that happen again. Right there. Okay, I need to get the picture at the end, and I do it from snapshotting it in Movie Maker, so long story. But anyway, Lewis Stevens, the winner here today at Homestead Miami Speedway. He wins the first race of the season. But in this series, there is no chase, so you need to be as consistent as you can be all season long. And right now, Lewis Stevens is on that road. But congratulations to Lewis Stevens on winning his first career Napa Fan race. Got Eric Powers, Max Newer, Cameron Garlington, and Nick Pericles, the top 5. Nick Pericles is another one of those guys making his first start. And he was one of those guys that was a big part of the channel before the hiatus as well. So I forgot to mention him. But anyway, yeah, good to see you all back. A lot of you guys haven't signed up on this channel in a long time. But it's good to see you back in this series. And I'm really looking forward to doing the next race, which is at Walt Disney Super Speedway for the Walt Disney 80-kilometer race. And that'll be a good one there. We'll have fast speeds, even though it's a flat track. We'll have fast speeds, I tell you. Fast speeds there because it's the open wheel version, more grip on the racetrack, so these cars can go as fast and more realistic to what IndyCar actually is. But anyway, congratulations to Lewis Stevens for winning the first ever Haas IndyCar Series race. And next week, it's Walt Disney. That makes no sense if you don't know that there's a track on around Walt Disney, but okay, I should stop now. Congratulations to Lewis Stevens. Thank you guys very much for watching. Here are the points for the IndyCar Series, and I will see you guys later.